Hey guys, in light of the recent news that Donny Cates will be returning to comics after his rehabilitation, super excited to hear that great news. We don't know if it's creator owned works, back to the big two, um, or if it is anything else. But it's wonderful to hear that he's doing well, that this summer he'll be announcing a flurry of new projects. And yeah, I thought this would be a great time to dive back into what he's most known for, relatively speaking, and to analyze what him and Ryan Stegman and others were able to accomplish on the series of Venom. So, yeah, let's take a deeper dive into that work and celebrate the return of Donny Cates. Venom as a character is more than an epitome of late 80s, early 90s edge and revenge laced motivations. He's more than an iconic artistic contributors depicted by the likes of the glorious Todd McFarlane or his reimagination in Ultimate by Mark Bagley. He's even more than the collection of hosts that the symbiote has worked in tandem with. Thanks to the recent years and contributions by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, Venom is now about bonds. There's a fine line between fan fiction and a passionate fan writing a fictional story. Cates falls into that second category. His love for Venom didn't start in 2018. It started when he was a kid asking the same questions that hardcore fans do. Like, what's up with Venom's green slime? For years, it was just an aesthetic choice, but Cates gave it meaning, explaining it as the symbiote's waste function, purging bullets and debris from battle. A tiny detail, but it adds so much character. That's what makes this run special. Cates turned Venom from a brutal anti-hero into a pillar of the Marvel Universe. A methodical build-up led from the grounded mysteries of the symbiote's origins to the citywide destruction of absolute carnage to the cosmic stakes of King in Black. But through it all, the story never lost its heart. Then, Cates introduces Null, the god of the symbiotes. From the moment he arrives, he changes everything instantly. Null strips away what Eddie and Venom built. He reminds them and us, the readers, that symbiotes were never meant to be partners. They were created to be his weapons. To Null, Venom is nothing but a pawn, a piece in his eternal war against the light, raging onwards. And for the first time, Eddie is completely powerless. One of the biggest reveals comes when you finally learn why symbiotes fear fire. It's not just a random weakness or a comic book contrivance. It's genetic trauma, passed down from the moment Null forged the first symbiotes from the darkness. That's world building done right. Oh, and you remember the symbiote homeworld Clintar? Well, maybe you don't. I mean, that might be just for, pretty big Venom fans. But if you weren't familiar, it's actually not a planet, it's a prison. The symbiotes who rejected Null's rule trapped him there to stop his destruction. For years, we thought symbiotes were chaotic parasites. Then, we learned that many of them fought for something greater. But Null, he's been waiting. And now, he's ready to snuff out all light in the Marvel Universe. The tragic thing about Eddie and Dylan's relationship is they never knew about each other. And that's because the symbiote hid their relationship. The symbiote, it created false memories and buried the truth from Eddie because it was afraid. Afraid that if Eddie knew that he'd actually be the one left behind, the symbiote, and not Dylan. This fear of abandonment, it runs through the entire storyline. Eddie fears being abandoned by Dylan too. The symbiote fears being abandoned by Eddie. It's a whole vicious cycle. Even Venom and Carnage's relationship mirrors this, a twisted father-son dynamic that plays out in absolute carnage. Eddie spends this run learning to break that cycle, to finally be there for Dylan, for his son. And Dylan, he's not just another side character. He's the future of Venom. For good or for bad, you decide. After this run, Dylan takes on the Venom mantle and Eddie evolves into something even greater. And that's why this run matters. Yes, Cates gave us mind-blowing moments. Venom-wielding Mjolnir, the symbiote soldier program, a cat symbiote named Sleeper. But at the core, it's a story about overcoming suffering together. Because at the end of the day, Eddie and Venom aren't just a man and a symbiote. They are Venom.